Welcome back to another episode of the Crypto Serpent, and if you do enjoy the videos, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. Let's get on with it because there's quite a bit to cover off today. We've got some really interesting news to cover off. We'll kick it off with something that may not necessarily be related to XRP specifically, but it is very good in general for the whole industry. So SEC approves Vault Equity ETF providing exposure to Bitcoin-centric companies. So regulators have given green light to the new exchange-traded fund that provides exposure to Bitcoin industry revolution companies. So all in all, positive for the industry, positive for the cash flow coming into the crypto space. And I thought it'd be very good to kick off with this because I don't know if you can tell, but the market is going green. Now, today's video is an important message, and I'll kick off with this important message. I run a digital marketing company. As I run a digital marketing company, I have access to analytic tools that give me a lot of information around how much something is being spoken of or searched of on the internet. And on top of that, I have a YouTube account where I can see analytics. Now, what I have found through all of these analytics is this. The information that I'm about to give you is to hopefully make you make an informed decision about what you're up to with Ripple, with XRP. Because this is a very important message, and it's not financial advice, and I'm not a financial advisor, but I have already seen a trend where retail investors are getting extremely frustrated with what they're holding. Extremely frustrated. So there is extreme frustration at the moment out there from a retail community perspective around the XRP token. There's a lot of people that are stressed. There's a lot of people that are seeing other coins destroy the market. There are people seeing meme coins melt the market while their XRP token is not moving. And the message that I have for you is there was a reason why you got in. There was a reason why you saw value in it. There is a big scope here for what this particular token is going to do in the not too distant future, but in the future, definitely, like 2022, 2023, it's going to be amazing. Now, be mindful of the decisions you make over the next 30, 60, 90 days. Because I don't want you to become the story that I held XRP throughout its whole case and then right at the end, I sold because I had enough, because all the others were pumping and I wanted to get into this one. And the only reason why I'm telling you is that because this has happened in the past to many Bitcoin investors that you don't hear of anymore, but this has happened in 2011, 2012, 2013, 2014. This has happened again and again. There is one rule when it comes to cryptocurrency, and that is hold. If you see value, if you see what's going on, and the only thing that's making you potentially not hold is the frustration of the fact that the others are, and yours isn't yet, all you got to do is just look at 2017. It was the final one to pump. All of them had pumped. And the XRP army looked like idiots. And then out of nowhere, it went from 30 cents to $3.80 in literally days. Will you hold too much? That's my question for you. I want to know in the comments. Will you hold too much? No matter what. If you saw Polkadot at 150, Ethereum at 17,000. If you saw XRP drop down to like number 15 in the world while all the others overtook it, would you hold too much? I want to know. I'm just curious. I'm curious to know what you want to do. But at the end of the day, it is your decision. Just make sure that whatever decision you make the right decision for you. And make it, hopefully, without any emotion attached to it. Ultimately, that is my message for you today. If you can find a way to make a decision without having emotion attached to it, I'll be happy for you regardless. But my question to you is, will you hold too much if it takes too much to see XRP rise? Just a question that I want to bring out to you. Now, SEC versus Ripple. October 7, the Ripple defendants' response to the SEC's request. October 8, Ripple's response to the SEC's motion. And then November 12 is the expert discovery deadline. Huge date. Save it. Screenshot it. Very important. Now, almost 100 million XRP have been shifted by Ripple, Anand Wales, and top-tier exchanges. What is going on there? we'll keep a very, very close eye on this. But 100 million tokens have gone, like they're moving. They're on the right. They're on the move. So what's really, really important now is I want to highlight to you a couple of things, right? So Ripple is using XRP to solve a global payments problem. There's literally 27 trillion of money parked around the world between banks in order for them to settle payments between themselves. 27 trillion. Yes, it needed a pause. It needed a pause. It's $27 trillion. When we talk about market cap, when we talk about, Bitcoin's only currently at 1 trillion market cap. We're talking about a $27 trillion problem that Ripple, from the start, have been building very, very, very strong partnerships and alliances with a lot of major banks around the world to help them solve this problem. Now, I am not ignorant. They're not going to go and take the whole $27 trillion, right? Like, that's not going to happen. But even if they take half, even if they take a quarter, even if they take 3 trillion, that's right, triple Bitcoin. That's what we're talking about here. And it's an important video because I understand the frustration that is out there in the market at the moment. And that there is why I'm bringing these things up to you, to make sure that you spend the weekend researching what you hold. Ultimately, that's what I want, right? Now, from a price action point of view, the next stop, the next wave, the next phase of this run is to go towards 450. Then from there will be a retrace as it then takes off towards 13 and then goes beyond into $27 territory. Of course, this is 2022. We're not talking about 2021 in my perspective. Now, as I prepare to meet with my colleagues from around the world this week at the IMF and the World Bank spring meetings, I find myself thinking back to the policymakers who gathered in Bretton Woods as a year before I was born to define our post-war order. This is those different times I emphasize with our enormous weight they faced. Our current, like what she's saying basically is that there is from a global economy, there needs to be a change. And there needs to be a major shift in how things are done. And blockchain will do that. When we look at what is going on and how the next steps that are happening in this, right? So ISO 20022, what Swift is looking to do, what Europe is looking to do, what the UK is looking to do, what the US is looking to do, it is all coming. The next 3-4 years are going to be huge. There will be massive change happen around the world. Massive change. It won't be the same as we know it today. So it's really, really important, right? Do your research. Now, for those of you on CoinSpot in Australia, Songbird has arrived in your CoinSpot account. Make sure you check it. Of course, you had to have held XRP in December last year. If not, don't worry about it. But for those of you on CoinSpot, you can actually purchase now Songbird. Now, guess what happened today? As soon as Songbird arrived, boom, everybody sold like 28% down. Why? Because they probably didn't even know why they had it there to begin with. This is what we're talking about here, right? Educate yourself on Songbird. Educate yourself on Flare. Educate yourself on XRP because you are going to be receiving Flare tokens in the not too distant future. It's coming. It is coming. Now, the XRP ledger payment could go offline with new proof of payments protocol. We covered this off yesterday, but that news is starting to travel around the world now, and the importance of it. And it is very, very important, right? It's a big, big, big deal. Now, this was published, about 12, 13 hours ago. The Ripple defendant filed their opposition to the SEC's request for a telephone conference in order to seek a protective order, relieving the SEC of any obligation to respond to the request of the admission. So that's the document there that has come through. So we'll see how this goes and what happens. And if there's anything major to report on, I'll be right here to tell you that. Let's jump into a time. Let's have a look at some indicators. So as we begin to look at the charts today, we're looking at, $1.07 at the moment, 0.22% down for the day. While we have, up and down across the top 100, there are some that are going very well, some that are going not so well, and others which are just absolutely going berserk. Like, your Terra Luna, your Phantoms today are absolutely, dominating the market at the moment today. But when we look at the charts, we're sitting at $1.07 right now. We can see that the MACD is sitting on a very, very bullish. The gap is actually widened. The RSI is sitting towards the middle on the daily. And when we look at the hourly, we can see that it hasn't been that much, right? But what's really, really fascinating is that there are two moving averages which are very, very close to each other. And we have started in the last hour, like 2 hours or so, we started to see a slight move, but not that much. But the MACD on the hourly has turned bullish at the time of making this. Keep in mind, at the time of making this. So I think that we are set for that move towards 110, go above 110, and then consolidate above 110. So I think that we do have a very, 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 very powerful move coming up for XRP. When I look at the 12-hour, it's bullish. When I look at the moving average, see, we got it right there, right? Right above the moving average 100. Consolidate above that, and we are set to move towards that 130. Has it been a slow burn? Yes, it's been a slow burn. Is it frustrating? Yes, it's frustrating. Just because I'm the serpent doesn't mean I'm not human. Doesn't mean I don't look at this and be like, come on, let's go, let's go. But what I have learned over the years is patience and understand the cards that you hold. Hold. Get it? You hold these cards. I understand what I hold. And so do I want it to go up? Of course I want it to go up. I want it to go up for all of you. Not just me. Like I want it to go up for you more than I want it to go up for me. Like when I made the Phantom call, right? I'm happy for you way more than I'm happy for me. Do I understand though the value of XRP? And would I hold XRP until March if it is to be the case? My answer is a personal opinion is yes. If we're sitting at $1.07, $1.98, or even $3 in March, or $3.80, right? It just barely hit all-time high, previous all-time high, I would still hold. But that is a personal decision that only you can make. Only you can make that decision. My job is just to open up your eyes to the potential, to the ideas, to the concepts, and then you back it up with your own research over the weekend. Let's have a look at some drawings. Okay, so I'll begin with this one because obviously we're talking about major support levels, local resistance, and then key resistance. And so we, of course, built a very solid foundation at the 80 cents. We have that $1.40, which is a very, very, very important resistance point. And then above 170, which is a very key resistance level to then break out into the $2 and $2.30. So just keep in mind for those numbers. But when we look at this, you know, like it is set, right? It is ready to go. Any minute, right? Break out of that 110, consolidate above the 110, and then start to push forward towards the 140, which is obviously 130 and 140 are very, very important lines. And then once we break out of this neckline, we will start to head towards the 380 and break the previous all-time high. Because from 220 to 380, there is no resistance. Because in the past, in 2017, 2018, it went that quick, there was no resistance. It just shot up. Right, and I am very much still very bullish to the idea of breaking at the end of the month and getting that $4, $4.20. That my mind has not changed. I just want to make sure that I clarify that. But I know the frustration that you have as retail investors because I can tell from the numbers, from the analytics. So just be mindful, right? Be mindful that sometimes we don't get what we want the way we want it, but once we wait and hold, we do get what we want eventually, right? But I'm still of the opinion that we'll get to $4.20 this month. Like that hasn't changed. And then when we zoom out long term into the future, 2026, beyond, right? For those of you that are still going to be there on the journey, it's looking bright. It's looking so good. It's looking amazing. Absolutely, absolutely amazing. Honestly, I really hope today's video helped you from a mindset point of view, from what you hold point of view, that it will make you do your homework this weekend, figure out why you got in this in the first place, because I want you there on the journey. I want you there on the journey. I want you there every step of the way, and I don't want you to miss out. I don't want you, and it's not financial advice, and I'm not a financial advisor, but I'm just telling you my perspective, the way I see it, the way my mind is ticking. If you learned something new today, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. As always, thank you, and I look forward to see you on the next one.